Welcome everybody to 48 Talk, episode 133.
Hey.
I am your host, Rage Body as always. Joining me this time is the usual crew of DX Takamina on the right, Derek on the bottom left, and Colin Johnson on the bottom right. Hello everybody. Okay,
Yo.
we have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. But first, I want to mention something, a little serious note. First off, as always, thank you for everybody who's been watching the show. We've been, of course, getting lately an increase in this show. A lot more viewers, a lot more people. A lot more people in the comments that have a reach out voice. Sadly, though, we have something to attend, and basically that's not okay in my book. Um, there's so much to talk about on the show. So much things there is out there on idol related stuff. Of course, we named ourselves when I just named this show. I was thinking about how we're gonna start 3 years ago. You know what? 48 group, maybe AKB48, 48 talk came on my head, and it stuck. It's a nice ring to it, and it became there. That doesn't mean that it's like the entirety of 48 talk will be covered by us, basically, since it's so big. And there are certain items that we talk about. We had a part where, when we had Produce 48 going, we talked a lot about Produce 48 and, Korean side. Then now we currently had a BNK48 try because it's very interesting. We had the documentary, of course, near us in nearby city of that, and this will happen a lot more. So what happened is, we talk sometimes about MNL48, and we have fun here. We make jokes in certain situations. Personally, I haven't seen anything of MNL48. I know there's maybe stuff out there, but I have personal time that I cannot free for that in that situation. There's too many things I'm already going for that, and I'm not speaking for you other guys. You can add to this comment if you want to. But basically, we had some fans in the comments attacking and demanding that we should talk about this. And when you guys, Colin, Derek, and commented on the situation, they basically um, started a flame war. It was more like, okay, then 48 talks like this and that and flaming us. So it's not a situation that's supposed to be like this. So if you're a fan and we're not talking about stuff you would like us to talk about, then instead of attacking it in this way, why not do it the other way? And basically what we're doing at the end of the show, going to recommendations. That works not only for us, but for you guys as well. If you have recommendations or anything, just say in the comments like, hey, what do you think of this? Or, oh, you should definitely see this one, and provide us with some link and information. And when we go through the comments, we'll be like, okay, let's check it out. And then we checked it out, and then we can talk about it if it's something that's very enjoyable. It's a personal opinion, of course. And of course, it's the internet, so a lot of people, stuff they like, are very passionate about, and if you don't like their stuff, they get very heated about it. But again, here with 48 Talk and the community, we try to bring a positive side. Even though we critique a lot, we always try to find the best on this side. So that's basically what I wanted to be saying. I haven't commented on all the Twitter things and the comments in there, but I have read everything. And again, guys, I want to commend you on how you handled the situation. And if you want to talk about this as well, feel free to go ahead.
Go ahead, Colin. I know you probably want to say more than I do at this one because I know you were pretty upset. So
Well, I'll make it short. What I always say in my life, I once met a friend, and basically I created this phrase for myself. You like going to the zoo, I like swimming. We both like movies. Let's watch a movie.
there you
I
go.
like what I like. If you don't like what I don't like or like, not my problem. And your problem is not my problem. I do what I want to do. I watch what I want to watch, and if I don't watch it, that's I'm not interested. If I'm not interested, I'm not going to create interest. That's just not what I do. If I'm not interested, I don't care. That's all I gotta say. The only other thing I may say is, you don't do things out of context. Don't post something somewhere with only 1/8 of something and then make something out of it. or be like, I think this is the case without having any kind of validation to it. That's the
Or
only thing I'll
like
say.
make a whole paragraph like explaining the situation and that person finding one word literally and then making a whole new situation out of it.
Oh yeah,
And it
that's
happened too. That's what the internet is. And then when I saw this going, I was like, just tired of it. So, but again, you guys handled the situation perfectly on that side. Yes, Derek.
Yeah, Colin said it great, and thank you. You pretty much said what needed to be said. I'm just gonna add something about Manila 48. Here's the thing, guys. We don't have a problem with Manila 48. None of us do. We love 48. We love all the 48 groups. It doesn't matter. We even love Mumbai 48, who has disappeared off the planet. The thing is, just like we talk about what we talk about. And that's really it. I mean, you know what's great about us? We're not corporate sponsored. We don't have to talk about anything we don't want to. That's awesome. And also on top of that, we appreciate the fact that everybody wants us to talk about these things. It's cool that you even care what we have to say. We're just a bunch of dudes just talking about like these idols. It's like, thank you for making us feel like our comments matter and mean something to you. And I understand you guys want like a news outlet that could do that, but I mean, there's so much already online to check. I mean, if you have Facebook and you're connected to a few AKB sites, anything newsworthy comes up in 3.5 seconds. So, and usually it's by people with a fairly good sense of at least the facts of whatever's going on. When it comes to Manila 48, there's been so much ambiguity about them, so much problems as far as like their inception, their starting, what they've put out for Westerners to see about the group doesn't. It's like I think at some point I just not saying I dropped them out of my mind, but it was like I think collectively I can say this about us. We just sort of was like, okay. I mean, hey, good luck, guys. I mean, because it was just like it didn't seem to have any direction or focus, and it was constantly like. Like, do you guys remember what was it like a year or 2 years ago? They put out a video where they were like, it was like K-pop or something.
yeah.
I don't know. They were. Do you remember that? It was like
Yeah.
they were like doing some kind of I don't even know if it was members of ML48, but it was from their official site or whatever, and it was like they were like covering a K-pop song or something, and it was just like, what is going on here? Like it just turned me off to ML48 completely, and then I was like, okay, I'll give them a chance at the Asia Festival, right? And what I heard there was not what I was looking for. I don't know. It was too Western. It was too like the way they were trying to get the fans into it and stuff wasn't. I don't know how do I put it. It just didn't feel idle to me. It just didn't feel idle. That's not to say that they're not great performers and singers or anything like that. I don't know. There's not something there for me personally, but doesn't mean there won't be. That they could always come out with something that'll blow us all away, and you know what I mean. Like they could be one MV away from that. They could be one person that's in their group away from that we get to know. Like they could have a Chaprang that we don't know about. And then we'll probably come on board. But right now, I don't know, Ron, what you were saying before was like we were talking about this prior to the thing, like about like Produce 48, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their faces.
Basically, when we first started, BNK48 wasn't on my radar, anything, and it was on Colin's radar, and Colin started talking about it, and then he was like very passionate about it, showed me his interest, and the biggest important thing, and I'm imploring Manila 48 fans to do the same, provide us with links. And there was one moment, there was like, okay, let's check this out. And it got my interest. Not to say that will happen maybe in the future with Manila 48, but right now it doesn't. The news that comes out. Of course, some of our heard that the new single came out or the second single came out, like a cover.
For Manila? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or SH too, but yeah.
Yeah. So for me personally, I didn't hear about it because I don't follow it, and there's too much to follow to get all this information. If this was my full-time job, probably would have seen it, probably would have followed it. But this is not what Derek said. We're not sponsored by a company or no, which locked to this agency. No. We're doing this of our own free time, gathering at this unusual hours since our schedules are now completing to this side. And then we talk about stuff we love. And not everything is on our radar. The only way to do this now, if you want us to get interested, provide us with something instead of attacking us, because it will get more results and it will be better for the community as a whole, because it will be a more positive side instead of showing the negative side of being a fan. Because right now, my feeling with Manila 48 Western fans, or I don't know if there were Western fans on this side, is very negative, since they were very vocal. I see their passion, not in the right direction though. So for the future, please just comment and give us with positive links, basically. Show us
Yes,
why
please.
Manila 48 is great on this side. DX, did you have any comments on this situation?
Not quite, to be honest. It's more like I followed it and I basically didn't know how to respond to this. So then I talked to Colin about it and just say, just leave it to us. Just read along and
Yeah, you don't have to do it if you don't
Yeah.
want to.
exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
The only thing I would add to just what Robin said, people like Matt, who gives us all the information about BNK, I would feel like I'm not the only one to be credited by the BNK stuff that happens on the show.
HP Met.
She
Mette
is
Hendriksen.
credited as
Absolutely,
well.
yeah.
On the other side of things, Crazy Girl, who goes by that name, she does the same.
Yeah, with
thing
Eyes
as
One
well.
news on
Yeah.
that side, that it happened as well. See, and that's how you do it. That's basically you go through the comments, you find some information. That's what the community we basically built in this YouTube comment section, and then I love it. I'm very happy with it. Not to say the people who were outraged have the right to do that, sure, but just think we're not your enemies or anything, and just inform us in a way so we can be on your side, not to attack us if something you don't like. Yes, Derek.
Yeah, and again, not to keep beating this because I think we've said what need to be said. I want to get into AKB news, but like when you mentioned the comments, here's the thing. Like me and Crazy Girl, we had a healthy debate last episode in the
Week.
comments. But she did it right. Like she wasn't mean about it. She was like, "Here's my points. This is what I'm stating. This is what I think about what we were talking about, which we were talking about. I was talking about the idea of like if an AKB group went to your country and set up base, that would be a great thing. And she was like, well, no, because like it would influence music, and music is a big influencer on culture, and then your culture would get polluted. And I thought it was an extremely strong thing to say, but at no point was I like mad because she knew how to handle the comment.
Yeah.
She expressed herself in a great way, and I don't agree 100%. I don't agree at all with her on that, not even a little bit. But we can agree to disagree, and it was cool because it's like that's how. I mean, it's
That's how you
netiquette, guys.
communicate. Yeah.
Yeah, basic respect. I would
just-
say.
And I'm designating somebody right now, like Colin was saying. I'm gonna add to what he said. I'm designating somebody right now to be Manila 48's Met. Somebody get on the comments and start listing stuff. Because guess what? We read them. I click links. Give us what you think is the best representation of your girls in Manila 48. Talk to us. List the girls in the group that we should pay attention to. That's honestly how I learned about BNK was through Met. And you know what? I met Met when she came to Japan. I took her to a Necroma show. We had like a little drink at the AKB48 cafe in Akihabara. Great girl, wonderful girl, awesome, and super passionate about BNK. And guess what? If you are super passionate about Manila 48, like Robin said, put it in the right direction. Give us a list of who we should be paying attention to. Give us an idea of what's going on in Manila 48. Educate us. And guess what? We will take what you say. We'll probably talk about it on the show, and we'll educate others. And that's how we grow your group. I mean, that's why BNK is doing so good right now with us, because they have a body of fans that grow their group. They're not trying to like destroy us or say, well, you didn't talk about this. Blah, 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 blah. They don't care. It's like, hey, we're really grateful that you interviewed the director of Boys Don't Cry. We're really grateful you made a whole thing out of it. And guess what? Now we're kind of reaping the benefits of just doing what we love. And Manila 48, if we can love you, then we'll love you. But show us some, give us some love. I mean, give us reason to love you. I mean, it's basic, right, guys?
As
So
as an
Don't
extension
call
to what you just said, I also got called out last week on the comments. I made a mistake
Yes,
when
you
I said
did.
AKB48 is the one of the longest running out of group. How about Morning Musume? That's still going on.
Poor Morning Musume. Sorry, Hello Project.
I was
Sorry,
actually cringing
Tunku.
at Yeah.
Sorry, Tonku.
I read the comment, I saw it, and I went like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
I stepped on the land right there.
See,
He was like,
that's
a
why
landmine.
that's why we're not on the news side, because we don't know all this stuff. It's like we just
Yeah! If we were a news site, we would be the worst news site in the history of news sites because we 90% of the time we forget something or maybe we'll have a fact wrong. But thankfully, we have great fans that will call Robin out, call me out, call us out in like 2 seconds. Oh, you were wrong. It was this that happened 10 years ago on this day on March 4th. Blah, 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 blah. And I mean, we have awesome fans that are like walking AKB Wikipedias. I love it, and that's a compliment. It's amazing. So yeah. But Robin
good.
messed up last week.
well, probably this week as well. Who knows?
Me too. Well, I messed up.
But you know who messed up so much this week? And he missed the segue. I think I'm gonna repeat it again because I had such a good segue, Derek. You know who messed up even more this week? AKB48 or AKS in this matter. Oh my God, where to begin in this train wreck?
Okay.
Sentimental train wreck.
Okay. First thing, DJ SK was drunk.
Yep.
Yeah, let's start there.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't work anymore for AKS, right?
Nope.
No, his contract was
actually
terminated.
not.
Yeah, so he was just
October.
hanging out with, former co-workers. But they were having a good time, as you do in Japan. You know, you have some Asahi or Kirin beer, and, they're like, we're having a good night, let's take a selfie. Click, and post it on the internet.
Yep. Oh dear.
Internet.
On the picture, it's then, it's GGSK. And first off, it's the theater manager of AKB48. That's also like you shouldn't have a relationship with each other, given the track record. And then the other one is of course the formerly NGT manager, who was announced missing. Underground, not there, not being there, having a good old time, having a drink. When I saw that picture, I was like,
Ooh dear. This is going to spark a storm. Yep.
I am amazed though, because within 24 hours, the result really happened instantly like that. Okay, that's it. It's so the guy is now forced retirement from NGT48,
Which is good.
So
No, the
hey,
AKB one is forced retired.
I'm very happy that the AKB manager was forced to retire.
Yeah, AKB manager was forced retired, and
that's
Imamura
true.
was fired.
Okay, well, still fired in this situation. So that's very great on that side. And then the other one guy was fired. Now I'm not sure what the problem is with the theater manager is like your role is prominence, and going out drinking with a former manager who has a bad rep, who's currently under investigation by the police and third party.
Yeah.
It's not so smart. I think
No.
I think their lawyers are all just the scene from the Naked Gun when they're
Yeah.
that
Like,
feeling. It's like
A collective. What's the thing?
collective facepalm. Yeah, it's like
exactly.
just
Could you do this?
I'm
More
still
like,
not happy about this. I know Yamaguchi Mao, if she's happy. It's finally this took 3 months basically. We still have an apology from this guy. They're still going in this situation, but I'm happy he's now officially removed from any object, any in there. But now AKB48, the group, not the group, the manager side, doesn't have a TB captain and doesn't have a theater manager right now.
Nope.
Well, there's Miriyama Yuri. Maybe as a temporary. I can see it, but that's okay. Joke. But yeah.
Yeah, so what do you guys feel in this situation? It's like this is already a complete mess in my mind.
Well, yeah. When I actually got that, I actually got that post mailed to me on my Twitter DM, I was like, "What is this all about?" Click. I was like, hey, "Isn't that TGSK? Hey, wait a sec, isn't that Hosoi-san? Wait a sec, is that Imamura-san? What the heck is going on?" And when I saw the text about it, it's like, "Yeah, having a good time," and I was like, "Dude is currently under investigation. Why would you do this?" As if AKS isn't having trouble enough already. It's more like, oh dear, this is going to spark a storm, and few minutes later, everyone was like, "Yeah, this is an outrage. They shouldn't do this. Something needs to happen." And now AKS can finally do something quickly, like forced retirement and firing. It's like, and now it can. It's only took. I don't know what to say anymore.
Less
It's
than
more
24
like
hours,
facepalm,
yeah.
It was like facepalm inducing. It was like, oh boy.
Colin?
Okay, so first, I think it's great that he got fired. I think that they were looking for a reason to fire Imamura.
Yeah, Imamura, yeah.
And this is the reason that they needed. That's a positive way of thinking. I think that they really wanted to get rid of him, but they couldn't. But now they can. So I think that's a good thing. I think that they handled it very fast. I think that's also a good thing. The situation itself, like, I am fine that TJSK and Hosoi are meeting together. I mean, if someone knows what Hosoi is doing, then it's TJSK. So in that sense, that the two of them are together for a drink, I get it. That's fine. I think that's understandable. Like, maybe they are still, good friends, acquainted well with each other. I think that's fine. When Imamura gets into the picture, it's like, if TJSK wants to meet with him, I think that's fine, because TJSK is, not with AKS. So I think, even though, Imamura not a particularly good person, like, we don't really like him, but, I can kind of see that those two want to meet up. But then Hosoi comes into the conversation, and it's like, this is
Bad move.
Bad move.
I always liked the guy. He and Daddy Yuasa are great, in my opinion. I really like those people. I think this was a very stupid mistake that cost him a lot more. I legitimately think that this was just a bad call. Like, just he had guts, probably, and was like, maybe I shouldn't do this, but he went through with it for whatever reason.
Peer pressure, maybe.
I'm not saying that reason is bad per se. Maybe he wanted to know some things. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think the stupidest part of this all is that TJSK posted that picture. I think he was drunk, or probably smoking something.
Yeah, that's the idea. Some pot cookies were.
Maybe.
Yeah, he was actually caught smoking. So yeah.
Yeah. So, that's no. For me, these two examples are like two reasons where I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with this. Just say sorry and try to work on it, and I'm fine with that. For those two, not with Imamura, of course, obviously. I think, I'm very saddened by the fact that Hosui is now gone. Like, his contract is terminated. I legitimately think that he's a good guy. I think he was a great manager. He, if I'm not mistaken, he did provide a lot of work for the younger members, which I think is a good thing. Because Senbatsu members get everything, and the younger members not quite. So, that's like,
he made a big mistake. Just, you're the theater manager of the group who's been there for a long time, and you're hanging out with a former theater manager, who was there since the beginning, but made a few mistakes, basically costing a career and leaving the S word in there, scandal. So that's also one bad thing. But then, to put in another fact, you have the other guy who has like even worse rap compared to TGSK, sitting next to you and smiling and having a drink, and it's like, do you think the effect to this is like, do the girls feel safe? Do the fans feel okay? And this is just okay. This is not someone in charge, and yeah, in my eyes, it's like maybe a warning or something like that. Just, the forced retirement, what he got. Maybe it's a little too fast in Western culture, I would say. But again, it's currently still under investigation about a guy who's a suspect. You're having a drink with him, a casual drink, with the other guy who doesn't have a good track record in the later years of his career.
Yeah.
Bad call.
He shouldn't have tweeted about it. I mean, if those three were meeting up in private, we would have never known.
Exactly.
So we couldn't have
a lot we don't know. But yeah,
that's true. But if they want to hang out in private, why should we know? Though I totally agree that it gives off a bad vibe with the members itself.
But
It's like-
that's the thing, and then we'll get to Derek because he has a lot to say, I think.
Yeah.
You know, a picture says is more than 1,000 words,
Yeah.
Yep.
and they'll probably talk about work. They'll probably talk about situation. They'll talk about they're not alone in there. Maybe someone overheard them, and it's damage control. This is like a damage control situation. So AKS is basically, and maybe it's also their lawyer system. It's like, okay, this guy is now affiliated to the suspect, and someone who has a bad track record who's now also affiliated to the suspect. This is not good for you guys. So better to cut ties right now, so he doesn't work under your contract, since then you knew about this situation. And this is, I think, the main reason he got fired. Since they could still do the damage control, but he's like, hey, he was not working at that time, and we don't know about the situation, but he cannot provide us this information anymore because he doesn't work here anymore. So it's like they cut ties. There are no problems. There's no loose ends to AKS saying like, hey, AKS knew all along. Maybe they knew all along to this whole situation, but it's like to save it from the masses. The damage control is like cut the ties right now before it spreads to like the main area. Derek, I would really like to hear your opinion on this whole situation.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, you guys said it, but I'll just say, I just feel bad for the NGT members that get online and they see that, and then they think, oh, okay. I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's what this is about. It's again, it's caring for your idols. It's making sure that they're safeguarded, protected. I personally don't see anything wrong with posting the selfie like that, but I mean, it's Tokusaki we're talking about here. I mean, but it's like, yeah, you don't want to affiliate yourself with somebody who's kind of a pariah at this point among AKB fans, at least. AKS, I guess, is still trying to figure out what they want to do with this guy, or at least have an idea of how far they want to push, like whatever they're gonna take as far as their stand goes with the whole Maho situation. But think about it, you're Maho, and you get on, social media, and she has. I mean, she's been randomly clicking things supporting the people that are coming out and saying
the like and
yeah. Right. Imagine her seeing that and thinking, wow, well, I was thinking about going to AKB and transferring, and now I see the theater manager there is like in cahoots with this guy. I don't think I'd feel comfortable. I mean, where's this girl going to go if she even decides to come back, or if she can come back? And then think about all the other people that are involved with this on the NGT member side, whoever those individuals might be, and whoever, maybe there's NGT members that there's other things that happen to them, and with Imamura. I mean, the thing is like Imamura was like a good dude at the beginning, at least. He certainly seemed to love NGT very much. I don't doubt that he does like NGT on some level, but it goes back to the original discussion we had when all this story broke with Maho. You're in charge of taking care of your idols, so do that. Take care of them. Don't put them in a position where you can hurt them. The selfie hurts members indirectly, and that's my problem with it. If I was an NGT member, a scared Kenkisei or whatever, just coming in NGT to all this nonsense, and then I see something like that, I might get a little fearful.
Well, speaking of that, actually this week also a NGT Kenkisei finally got her release for leaving NGT48. Her name was
Hagiri Rina.
Thank you. She was asking for her leave for a few months, and that's weird. Asking for leave but not allowed to leave. I never heard that before.
Well, she was actually suspected in the Mahon case as well. So.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, she was.
I wasn't sure. I never heard her name.
She was suspected.
Okay.
No, as a minor acquaintance or something with information provided, something like that.
Minor acquaintance, yeah.
But yeah, she got her release though, so she's now finally off the hook. She's like, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge in that situation. Who wants to be there anymore after this whole thing still is going on? And
yeah, no, sorry to continue.
No, that was actually my sentence. Go ahead.
Oh, I would say maybe they don't want to be in NGT, but still in the 48 group. I think they want to be there, but not. They want to be in the same house, but not in the same room. Kinda, if you get what I mean. I think they still want to be 48 members in some respect, but maybe not with NGT. Maybe they think it's better in another group.
Or maybe in another country. That's also an option.
That's a bit more difficult, I think, but not out of the realm.
Well,
of
it's not
possibilities.
impossible because last week we talked about Takahashi Yuri going to Korea, and this year announced a graduation, and we have another signing from a former AKB48 member, recent graduate. It's Takeuchi Miyu. She
Yeah.
is now also signed to a K-pop agency, moving to Korea. Well, do we still call it K-pop? I don't think she was going just Korean music. I believe.
Yeah, let's call
That's
it.
Mystic Entertainment, a subsidiary of SM Entertainment, I think.
Yeah. So we're seeing a trend here. It's like we can go elsewhere, and again, if you have stock in AKB48, it's not going well. It's sinking very hard right now, and I don't know if there are lifeboats on this formerly known AKB48 factory.
Maybe that stew boat is looking more appealing with the day.
It's still full of holes though.
Well, yeah.
On Takeuchi Miyu, I think it's great. I think it's a bit on the later side. I would imagine that this would have happened sooner, but maybe there's a reason for that. Because Jury was like, "Yeah, it's done. I go." And with Miyu, it's like it looks longer, so I don't know. But I'm very happy for her. I heard it was, I don't know how you would say that. Mystic is like for singer-songwriters, and I think
Yeah,
that's
something like that,
great
yeah.
for her. So I'm very happy with her, and I don't call it quite a trend yet. For me, there needs to be one more person to do it, and I think it will be Miho. I think that she
Miyazaki Miho, yeah.
Miyazaki. I think
No,
that she. Oh, someone else?
Sorry, no, I don't want to interrupt. I'm just really thinking we're missing the obvious here. I mean, it's Awata Karen. She got in an accident. She's gonna be next because it seems to be the trend. Not to downplay what happened to her, but I'm just saying, like,
Okay, that's kind of funny. That's fine.
Sorry.
Okay, no, that's that.
Well, yeah.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, cool. She's joining a K-pop group. That's cool. That's like the code now.
Yeah,
Get an
well,
accident, go join K-pop.
if that happens, if that really happens, by the way, then it's like okay, that's a new idea. It's like yeah, I have 3 gigs today, but I'm going by car. Hope I don't get an accident.
Oh, car, gotcha.
Yeah,
Your car that
yeah.
can fly over to Korea and drop you over there. Yeah, gotcha.
Well,
Flying car.
she was injured though, so no, on a serious
Yeah,
point,
she
even
had
to
a
Karen.
fracture.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry.
I
Karen fan,
okay,
sorry.
I kind of think it's funny, but okay, yeah. No.
We just talked about first 15 minutes about internet and then being not attacking a situation. So
Yeah.
I know.
People-
I
we
know.
also talk about our
yeah.
humor and how we sometimes take it in a funny way. So it's
there's you have when you personally mean it, or you take a little bit lighty to take the edge off.
Yeah.
Hey, Japan knows it well. I always go to Mechiike about Minigishi Minami
Yeah.
with the bald
There
cap.
you
It's
go.
like don't take it off because it's like sometimes you need to make jokes of things to make it a little lighter.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks for her that she had to miss 3 gigs for her, but she suffered some minor fractions. Just need to be checked out, and hopefully it's okay. But yeah, doing well.
Well, I was thinking about Awata Karen especially because as today in Japan marks the anniversary of the Tohoku the earthquake in
Yeah.
Sendai, and if you guys remember Karen's very touching
Yeah,
touching
always.
story in the documentary, I was just gonna say that girl's tough as nails, man. I mean, she spent a night in a cold car, when all that happened, and not knowing what was gonna happen to her and her family. She'll get through it, and in all seriousness, wish her the best. Wish her that she'll recover, but I know she will because she's a Awata Karen. That girl is
Yeah,
tough,
she's strong as
and-
nails, man. She's strong
Oh,
as
yeah.
nails.
and we all love her. So
Yeah,
that's why we could joke.
they're doing all fine outside AKB48, and that's another thing I
Oh,
want to talk about.
Wonderful.
I'm seeing a lot of members, former members, being in the spotlight, doing their gigs, doing their entertainment. They're getting asked a lot more to do all this stuff. Yet on AKB48 side, it's going less and less. Even their own programming is going away. For 9.5 years,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
we had once a week on Wednesday a radio show called AKB48 All Night Nippon.
Mm-hmm.
And this last week they announced it's ending.
Yep. This
Just
month.
like that. It's like I was like, what?
First AKB show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some mobile games. They're kind of minor, but still in the grand scheme of things. And now ANN, like, what?
And it was a staple, man. That's
Yeah.
like AKB. It's like AKB bingo going away, pretty much. So
Mhm.
yeah.
But there will be a replacement, I heard, next month already. So that's
In a new
good.
style, new form.
I think I think that it will be more accessible to the younger members. I think that's also a good thing because there are lots of younger members. Fukuoka Sena comes to mind. You know who's young. I can't think of anyone else currently. Weirdly
Yeah,
enough,
Seichan,
but
Seichan.
for instance,
Seichan.
so it's like, you know, maybe if they up it or make it earlier, that would be great if those girls.
I think that was the biggest problem.
It's like midnight, yeah.
It's-
midnight to 3.
yeah.
Which, you know, they can do.
They can't after 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9 o'clock. Yeah.
You're sorry.
Speaking about 9 o'clock.
Hey, it's a long day over here, and Derek's morning just starting. It was always a problem that other members couldn't be on that show, and you had to be
Yeah,
like,
true.
oh, we have to do on Nippon. We're the 20-year-olds. They're
Yeah.
probably drinking, or you know, they're sleeping because they have to go to work. Their bodies are not that fit anymore. You know, they get tired very easily. Joking aside,
Oh, that's why Obamina never came. No, I was kidding. I love Obamina. seriously.
no,
All the hacks, like.
but
I love
it's a very good opportunity. But it's still like 9.5 years is going away. I have no explanation for AKB48 show. I think
I heard, no confirmation, but what I heard, basically someone saying is that currently, people don't want more talk shows instead of music shows. So that's why, and the ratings not doing so well was maybe a combination for them to cancel the show. I think.
so. What do
I
we have left actually? Like the big ones. So we have Nemesu.
Namasu, AK
Bingo.
AK bingo.
That's it.
That's about it for AKB, I think.
Yeah, for AKB.
Yeah.
SK on the other hand.
So yeah, that's happening as well. You still have SKE Bingo, right? That's going on.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They're
I think
halfway point, I believe.
Yeah, halfway point. It's a season show though.
It's not getting into me sadly because they don't have games or anything like that. It's like they are working on their acting,
Yeah.
and well, it's a good thing they're having lectures because soon they will be giving themselves lectures
Yeah.
since the newly acquainted Keyholder has decided, you know what, we're gonna change this group a little bit. Okay, first off, we're gonna just do a reset, and we're gonna have old standards going away, so they're changing it. But the biggest one, I would say, is they have opened up a idol school where now students can get enrolled in becoming idols and get lectures by SKE48 members.
Yeah.
Just thinking about this, you know. So now you're not obligated to go to an audition and be stuck in there, but you can actually learn on this, and it counts
Like-
as a school. So it's not. This is my biggest question about this. Is this a acknowledged school, so you'll also learn your normal degrees, so you get a diploma, or is this like, yeah, this is an extra thing. This is not officially a school. You still need to go to normal school to attend this school.
I think that's the case. I think this is more like, yeah. How would you compare this? Just something extra, like you do on the weekends, for instance.
It's almost more like it's like an extracurricular activity. I
Yeah.
would say.
Probably.
Because we actually have a normal degree, you have to have teacher license and such.
Yeah,
and
that's also it.
administration, so.
Still, I'm a little bit jealous, just a little bit,
But
because
SK is doing great things.
well, no, first off, it's my age, and more importantly, it's my gender. So then I don't live in Japan, so those are three things already. Because how great would it be, you know, to be like, okay, I'm going off to idol school. Who's gonna give the class today? Let's see. Oh, Matsui Jurina, and just being in there.
Doubt it. That one I really doubt, but more like the middle class members.
How many years of experience does Matsui Jurina have being an idol?
11,
11 years or
right?
so.
11? Yeah.
Yeah, because she just recently turned 22. Happy birthday, much to
Happy
Julina.
birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
She showed pictures of the past and where she is in there like 10 years ago, and
Crazy.
just no, she's still in there, so she has a lot of experience to share, and I believe a lot of them have that adult side now in SKE48. I like the way Keyholder is already thinking. They're shifting away from what AKS mindset was, and they're giving their own thing. So it really feels like SKE is getting a reset, and it's more and more now going like, okay, here's AKB, that's the sinking ship. Keyholder has a nice lifeboat that you can jump on and move to this island where the idol school is, and be like,
I think it's much bigger than a lifeboat. It's like their own little cruiser.
it's
Probably.
it's a Dewey. How about that? It's a dinghy.
Well,
And
I'll say. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Colin.
that I only want to say, and it can only grow bigger, like an all Disney cruise probably.
Or how about the giant duck?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, a hero boat. No, like the only thing I would say in this regard too would be well, two things. One, I don't think they actually created Idol School yet. I think they're thinking about it. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
No,
is it
students can enroll starting August this year.
Yeah, so that's still half a year away. So
Well, basically,
Yes, I guess technically it's a done deal. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. The second thing is like I think about my friend Paprika Marie in Los Angeles. She has an idol. She has Idol Academy. She started, and Paprika is an idol. Well, I mean, I don't know if she fancies herself as like an idol, but an American version of an idol. And she really puts her heart and soul into teaching them. And like you said, like what if you got Matsui in there? And Matsui has done this longer than most people, and you get educated. That's not a bad thing, but then it kind of also sort of confuses me then about the Kenkyusei program. Why do that then? Is that just not going to happen now?
That's good. Yeah.
Like really, like why do you need that then? I mean, because you could technically do an internship with SKE as part of your credit or whatever, and then also, I mean, that's a whole thing to discuss into of itself. Is does this legitimize or delegitimize the Kenkyusei program at all for SKE? But at the same time, it does overall having a program like this legitimize idol as a whole. It's kind of cool that like a college class can teach, for example, idol, or we can get a degree in that. But then at the same time, I'm not sure it's going to have any kind of huge impact or waves like I think. Well, I would like to see, but I do think it's a nifty idea. So I think it's a cool idea. I don't know what it does to the Kenkyusei program, how that fits in, but I also think at the same time it's kind of a clever way for SKE to weed out people that go to the Kenkyusei program and they're spending all this time teaching these girls and they just bottom out. If you could like sit in a class, you observe these girls, maybe you see what they do with dancing and things. You could be like, you'd be good for a Kenkyusei program. And then you could like kind of promote them to the internship. That could weed out a lot of applicants, but at the same time give applicants that are doing it maybe a chance to learn something, which I don't think is a bad thing. Because another thing is too, a lot of these girls, particularly in the Tokyo area, I don't know about Nagoya, but in Tokyo, when they apply for AKB and they fail, they don't just give up and then go be office workers or lawyers or doctors. A lot of them they'll go be maids at maid cafes. One of the biggest things I learned when I interviewed a maid for like one of my books, I interviewed a maid at a maid cafe, a manager. She told me that like all of her workers are failed idols. They're basically people that want to be idols and couldn't cut it or whatever, and they have their own idol group. They have an idol group of a group of girls that didn't get accepted to idol groups. And if you go to the backstage pass in Akihabara, which is sort of like Sunku Hello Project's sort of like side thing where you go in, you get waited on by an idol, you can vote for that idol, and then if that girl gets enough votes that day, she can perform later that night. So it's really cool like how they have it set up. The girl that waited on me the one time I was there many years ago told me like, yeah, I auditioned for AKB with Mayuyu. And she's like, me and Mayuyu were in the same audition class, but I didn't make it, so I ended up here. So it's like, in that sense, it's kind of a nifty way to see who's really serious about this.
Didn't Bish actually this week or somewhere past week went to a maid cafe and performed like a daily thing?
They might have. I don't know. I don't really follow Whack or Bish as much as I probably should. I've never been a big Whack fan. Like Whack is the entertainment group that has Bish, all them. Watanabe is the producer, created Bish. Like I don't know, but because like I like it's and this is just a complete side note, but like I don't know, like I've never had that kind of strong connection with that their particular component of music. I've always been Gang Parade, which is part of that whole Whack group. They've been sort of my intro to the Whack thing. But yeah, I mean, I see your point where you're getting at. It's like they, it's
Two things though,
breeding
Derek,
grounds.
on the Kenkyuse side. So I believe the Kenkyuse program is a AKS thing, and this is now a keyholder thing, majority-wise.
Oh, right.
So maybe it's like
True.
we're changing the system, and this is one of the parts. But the biggest thing out of this is we're talking about SKE48, and that's what they were looking for as the first thing to do. It's like, hey, we need to throw your name out there. We're doing a reset. It's basically they need to re-debut again with this new style, with this new group. Basically, it feels like a re-debut because it's now what was it, like 50 or 80%? Not 50, 80% to 90% of the shares are now to Keyholder.
Yeah.
I thought 60 something. 68.
Was it 60? 68?
68.
Not
Yeah,
so
that's
high.
right. That's the number that is in my head. But
Something.
I thought it,
Well, the majority, basically, more than half are on the Keyholder side. So basically, it's like there's a new ownership, and it's currently happening. Side note, Dutch note, the thing. Currently, one of our toy stores, our last toy store, is it has gone bankrupt, and it's like, oh, there will be no more toy stores in Netherlands because they already sold bought everything else, and now a Portuguese company bought out the name. So the name will still be Intertoys, but it will be different. It will be Greenland. Was it Greenland? Something company. The thing is, it's still a different company who will have different standards and can change. And it will same happen for SKE48. The name is the same. Members may be the same, but who knows what happens. That would be weird. It's like, alright, new members. Just suddenly in there. It's like, but what about the nope. They can find something else, and they'll be signing at AKB48 will work for Senbatsu or something.
That's awesome.
Horrible.
Matsuri Jurina.
It's like I have 10 years, 12 years of experience. Please hire me.
I won, so thank you once, hey.
Yeah, does that count for something? But yeah, so it's still like you are now different, and that's my other question: will SKE48 be edible in the Susenkyo?
Okay, first of all, I think, well, more it's a question. The Kenkyuseis, can't they apply for idol school? I mean, maybe they can do that.
They already have an advantage or something. Who knows?
Maybe, I would imagine that that's a possibility because they're not full-fledged members. Maybe that's a possibility. I mean, why not? The second thing, I think that in a way, because it is still called SKE48, it's such an integral part. I don't think that they will be separate in that sense. I still think that they will be a part of the 48 group, but maybe it's more in a sense like Team 8. Team 8's relationship to AKB48, where it's like kind of the own thing, but not really. And that's going perfectly fine. I would say that Team 8 is still the best team. But,
Here's another thought that just came to my head. I watched with GinoZX a Oricon chart list of the top 50, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, Japan listened to a lot of Enka. That's insane on there. You know what the top songs were on there on the list? I was expecting, maybe Nogizaka. They're in there, Keyakizaka in there, so stuff like that. A lot of Idol School is in there. Like the animated thing is in there.
Oh,
okay.
So maybe this is also a thing because it's called Idol School, and then it's like Keyholders like, since everybody likes Idol School and that's anime, what about we make it real? like build it real, because it hasn't been
Yeah.
done before, right? And since it's popular, so these are all ideas that you're thinking we should invest in this. This is a possibility. This is something new, something innovative in the world of Idol. Let's just do it. And we have then the name of SKE48, who's been a powerhouse, let's face it,
Mhm.
in the Idol world, and have it as support. So I would say if you have planned this is a good investment, and this is maybe a good step to the future on this side.
Yeah. I think that the person, I forgot his name, he did an interview, and it's translated into English. I think that he seems like a good person. He seems to know what he wants to do. That doesn't necessarily mean that it will go right, but so far, he has good ideas and he knows how to do them or execute them. So, give him a chance, I would say. I most certainly will do. And maybe that will be something next year that is just massive, and maybe it will result in like that that's something that we need right now after these 2.5 months that are not going that great 2019. Maybe this will turn that downward spiral kind of thing into something great. Who knows? It could be something great.
Okay. Final thoughts on this situation?
Not quite. I just hope it all works out in the end, because right now things are looking quite dire, to be quite honest. So yeah.
Cool. So we're at the 52-minute mark. So we have, sadly, we don't have much time this week. So we have a few more topics that we talk about. You guys saw something new about BNK48. We were talking about actually on this show. They announced a original song that's coming up. So Colin, go ahead, since you're
Yes.
the dedicated BNK48
Okay.
fan on the side.
So Janice and Music will release via BNK48 a song called "Let You Go." It's it's the soundtrack of the movie called "Where We Belong," where I believe they play in as well, and I think that's good. And it will be a coupling song for the sixth single,
Yes.
which is Beginner, meaning it will be with Beginner and Kimi no Suki Dakara. And it has been kind of performed-ish at
The talk show, I think.
what?
Yeah.
I forgot its name. I'm like, what's the name again? They do this like a lot. I forgot what it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's that talk show they do in the mall, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, with the
I
glass
forgot
thingy.
the name. Yeah,
I forgot the name. I'm blanking. But they performed it acoustically, and you know what I said about just liking them doing an original song just because they do it, and I'm not really the one to like that. They've done an original song. I think that's great. The song itself, I'm not interested. It's basically what I said about Jiwaru Days. It's fine. I'm not. I'm not. It's fine. It sounds nice. It's just I'm like, yeah.
Not your cup of tea. Not
No,
your cup of tea.
no.
A for effort?
Sadly. It's certainly. I mean, also a solid A for execution, but I'm not really grabbed by it. On the other hand, you have Beginner, which from AKB was not particularly a song on my playlist. It's like it's just not my thing, but they did it great, and now it has become a favorite on the BNK side. And now they do this song. It's like I don't have that same reaction. It's like it's nice, it's fine. I'm like it's not my cup of tea. I'm a coffee kind of guy, so it's like that's a silly joke. I think
That hurt, actually.
what you are a tea kind of guy.
No, I'm not both. Well, unless I'm sick. Anyway, off topic.
I would say
Beats tea.
I think it's great if they do this, and if it will result into something big in the future, because now it seems it's part of a movie. It's like, yeah, but I do appreciate it, but I'm just not that interested, and I hate saying that because I know Derek, and I what he will say, and it's just like I said, they did it. Doesn't mean automatically I like it, and I like it, but it's not something that I feel like looping. But maybe the official version can change that. This is still an acoustic version done in a studio. Another girl, something with an F, was playing on the guitar. Maybe
It
if
was
there's,
live. That's also a thing.
it's
was
also
live.
like, live. I need to hear the official version like I will hear it on the CD. Maybe that will change, which is also one of the reasons why what I said with Juaro Days, why I want to wait until the MV comes out so I can give my full impression on it. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, you get this situation, and maybe that can change. I want it to change, but it's not currently something that I'm like, I need this. Sorry.
Derek.
No, I mean, again, me and Colin, total opposites. Me being a peach guy, peach tea guy, and all. I think here's the thing though. Like, I get it. I mean, I totally get what you're saying, Colin. And again, this is the beauty of us all having different opinions. Is like what you think is great, I may not, and opposite. That's great. But my take on it was that I've been calling this forever. They need original songs. The sister groups need original songs. I'm telling you right now, I need to wait for the official version as well. I agree with you there. But I'm hearing the makings of a possible Insta classic because that melody is unbelievable. And again, it might seem contradictory to what I was saying, like in regards to with Manila48 and their appearance on Asia Festival, how they took a lot of AKB songs and they did this like almost like a cappella style, like, real minor key tone down versions of some of these great hits. I think in this case, though, BNK is allowed to do anything they want because it's an original song. They have the style, the freedom of choosing how they want their sound to go. And for them to do what I heard on that very short but beautifully sweet rendition acoustically of this upcoming original song. Oh my god. Again, BNK with the lightning striking, in my opinion. Now, granted, let's wait for the MV. Well, if they even have an MV, let's wait at least for the original song. I really, really think it would be a colossal mistake on BNK's side to not have an MV for this. You can follow up beginner like a 1-2, like boom boom.
Yep.
But I think let's hear the song as an idol song because I heard it. I could hear it sped up. I could hear the chant parts. I mean, all the things were in place for this to be an idol song. But what I liked the most about it was the vocal range on the girls.
Yeah, wow.
They crushed it, man. They crushed it. And like they did it in a way that made me think, oh my god, like I can't wait to hear this in full. So I gotta be honest, I was gushing about this thing all week when I heard it because it was just like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And what I really like about this idea, if it goes well, Thailand all of a sudden has their own like real entry into the idol world that is on a major level. Might see from other groups, maybe JKT, although the JKT fans, I think they did have an original song, correct?
Yeah, they did actually have, yeah. They did have one.
Yeah, but maybe they'll be like, huh, really? And then they're going to go and bust out something insane on their end and so on and so on. I don't know. I mean, I just think it's a good idea, in all honesty. I think if I want Thai fans to have their own community, which they do, of idol fans, but I want them to have a song they can call their own because then also too, think about if AKB does like a big concert in Tokyo and you bring over BNK, which they're going to be there, and then it's hopefully, and they're like, oh, by the way, let's play our original song. I would love to see the Japanese fans go nuts to that song. It would be such a cultural respect sharing thing. I mean, we saw it with Produce, the culture sharing on that end was, it's insane, and it's like people were getting into that. And I mean, we were getting into it. So it can work. It can work.
DX, any thoughts on the BNK?
Yeah, when I first heard the acoustic version, I was doing some homework. I was like, I'm listening more than I'm instead of getting work done. It's like, I really like this. And to be quite honest, when I first heard the vocals, I was like, this is sounding so pure, and this is just a YouTube recording, so the sound is that good, and already enjoying it. So, really looking forward to the original studio version of it. But for now, I listen to it pretty much daily just to get my day started. So yeah.
Interesting. Well, you guys hooked me on this one, so I'll take a listen to it. I'll take that one as a recommendation.
Please do.
I did listen to something else that came out,
Ooh.
and that's Hinatazaka46.
Oh.
Kyun,
Kyun.
Kyun.
Derek, I would first like to hear your opinion on this one because
yeah.
I don't know which way you're going with this, but I am prepared for some answers. So
Ooh.
take it
Okay,
away.
like Necroma plays with every type of idol on the planet, from like the ultra evil to the super like bubblegum candy wrap plastic, like, oh my god, I can't believe these girls exist type, that are just so adorable. They were clearly going for the adorable route, and again, I have nothing wrong with it. It is my least favorite kind of idol music, but the one thing I'll get 3 points to. Number one, I love their outfits. That pastel blue, that powder blue. Oh my god! Like, they couldn't pick the better. I know it's a subtle thing, just color. I mean, it was gorgeous.
I'm getting
So,
diabetes of that outfit. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
I did. I was like, oh, this is like, I cannot have any candy the rest of the day. This is just too good. Okay, so it was really good. Again, one thing I will say about AKS, they have an amazing group of videographers and cinematographers. Amazing. So in that response, good. Number two, video is standard. I don't know. There wasn't anything special about it, but it was interesting in some parts. And I did like the dance. I did think the dance wasn't like super, super crazy, but there was some little things to it I liked. Yeah, it was cool. Like, it was all right. But the third thing, and it's always the music with me, it was not something that's gonna stick with me. Although I hear it could be, if you like that type of idol, if you're like the cute kawaii type, like you love that. Oh, this would be a good one for you. But for me, it was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm all right with it. But I just didn't. It didn't stick with me.
Well, alright. This is the first official Hinatazaka46 song. And they've done it
Yeah?
perfectly officially under Hinatazaka46.
Yeah, because I think there was something else. But
No,
Yeah,
that's
also the
that's
Hiragana.
Hiragana46. Hey, that's what they were. They're now a new group. But basically, the whole reason this group exists is basically what the biggest complaint was on Keyakizaka46 side. Keyakizaka46 too dark, too
Yeah.
morbid, and talking about the song Kuroi Hitsuji, stuff like that. We need something opposite. Okay, let's make then their sister group, or what the Hiragana was. They're now official. I have no clue what you call this, but this is now their complete opposite. So basically, you have night, and Hinatazaka46 is day, and the song title already. So you have Kuroi Hitsuji, it's like black sheep, and the other one's
That's a good point.
Cute.
And then you have cute.
I'm so saving that thing. I'm so street skipping that image.
Yeah, that's good.
it's perfect on this side. And when I listen to this, I kid you not, I watch this. Of course, when I watch this stuff,
yeah.
I do it during my break at work. Didn't have my headphones on, put it on loudspeaker, watching it. Coworker come by, and no, my coworkers think like, the stupid music. No, this coworker's like, I saw these one. I was like, what? And the other one was like, it's like, he's calling you out. How do you know this stuff? He's like, yeah, no. They were this and this, and I was stunned. He's like, how do you know this? Oh, they were on my feed, and it's good music and good song. I like it. They're so happy and stylish, and I'm like, this is perfect. Then this is the audience they're looking for. This is currently what people or fans are looking for. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the song, and it's like, is this the first time watching this? I already watched it 10 times. I'm like, who
Nice.
are you? And it's like,
who are you? I've been
Nice.
working with you, but who?
yeah. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, to super quick things. Wouldn't it be funny if like Kea had this concert and like before they came out on stage they brought Hinata and Hinata's like, oh cute, and then it's like it's like darkness and and Tetsu rise up from hell and then this cute they just like run off the stage. I don't know, that's just a funny image in my head all the time. And like it's just real, and every time they walk cute. And then the second thing is like I just I think what you said perfectly illustrates my point is that those that like that type of idol really like that type of idol. I'm not that person, but I see those fans every type on we do with those groups, and they are so caring and thoughtful and loving towards those girls. So I think Hinata is, again, whoever's running Kea is freaking genius level on some things. This is one of those things because they're like, we got the dark crowd, we got this alterna crowd. Let's go for the traditional idol fans. Yay. Trad idol. And now they have like the song for trad idol. Again, I don't think it's into classic or anything, but for that demographic, good stuff.
Rhythmic with the choreography and the visuals combined with the cinematography, it's stunning.
Yeah,
It's very
it's a
beautiful.
package.
It's a nice follow up. It goes in there in a way, and I like it. I only watched it 2 times maybe, and I'm still like I need to watch it more. It's really enthralling into me. I am more of a KFM because I like that kind of music and that style. But I like this too. This is if this was AKB song, I would be like, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
This is what I need. But still, it's like they have something here, and I like this side.
So
Um,
must have been really uplifting then, because that's the style I would say. It's uplifting. It gets you in the mood. You want to do something. You want to go out and just have fun, pretty much. And that's how I personally perceived the song when I first heard it. It's more like, oh, this is new. Let's try it out. Like, ooh, I quite like this. It reminds me of old AKB, I would say, when they did when they did do good songs, I would say. So yeah,
Well,
really liked it.
now it's a little bit conspiracy time. A small segue into this as well, since we're talking about the Keyakizaka side. Um,
I wasn't. Or are we?
Colin, sorry, go ahead first.
Okay, I thought maybe I
Well,
another.
normally you skip
46.
Keyakizaka, you're like, I'm not interested. But this is Hinatazaka46, so what do you think, Colin?
I love it.
Oh,
I
there
think-
you go.
Okay, first of all, I think the MV is boring. It's just I think it's the least interesting. But I think honestly, this is kind of what I wanted from Stu. Basically, it's
Yes.
bright, it's sunny. The A side I thought was gloomy in a way. Even though it was outside, it was still kind of gloomy. This was on a day that the sun was actually shining, and that part actually made me like it more. But what I was seeing wasn't very interesting. But what Derek said about the colors and the outfits, that cute. I don't love the costumes, but I do quite like them because it's blue. So I'm like, hey. But honestly, it starts right away, which I kind of appreciate in songs. AKB tends to wait for 30 seconds, and you know what song this reminds me of? Kyun, 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 kyun.
Yep.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually listened to that today, and I was like, yeah, that's high tension form. Yeah.
Kind of sound alike, but as a song goes, honestly, what Robin just said, if this was played instead of Jiwara Days, I would have been a fan. Like, I think
Interesting.
I even think the covers of the CDs are awesome. I actually want to buy them because I think the A side is good. Like, I am like, I kind of want this because it works for me, and the covers are just probably my favorite so far. Honestly, favorite including last year everything because it's totally my style. I already am
Cool.
looking. Okay, I want the B and the C side. I think there are two that I really want. But as a side song, MV is a bit for me. But song, I'm digging it. Like I'm digging it. Like it's catchy, upbeat. It has a great energy. Jiwara Days, bye bye. It's no lie. I would really like this, even from Stu. I would say.
Yeah. So you just said bye bye. Another segue we can throw in this way. So my conspiracy theory on this situation, Keyakizaka46 had an announcement this week. I didn't expect this one to do this announcement, not in a long shot. So, Keyakizaka46 member Nagahama Neru announced graduation. I thought the internet would implode this announcement. It was out of the blue, basically. I had a feeling because she didn't show up at the performance of Kurohitsuri, and I got this feeling like something's not right. My feeling now is that she was originally in Keyakizaka46, got pulled out by the parents because didn't want to be in there. Was too late. Was put in Hiragana 46, being in there. She was so good in there that she was put back into Kanji Keyakizaka46. Now stuck in Keyakizaka46. She had Bathroom Travel, that happy song. She's a happy idol. She's not that dark, to be honest. And then she sees Hinatazaka46 with Kyun. Happy side what she was missing. And I think this is all factor into decisions that it's not going somewhere. I had that moment of spotlight being the center, but it's not going the direction I want. And I believe that's the reason she's leaving. Maybe she's re-auditioning for Hinatazaka46. I don't know what she's gonna do in the future. Still, it was very known throughout the social media world that people are sad. It's like this was a neck center levels person, the one we were rooting for. If Tetchi wasn't going to be the center for the 9th time in this situation, we've been hoping this for the 6th single, and yeah, it sucks. It's like just another one leaving, and I actually have that. I'm gonna look this up. But what do you guys think of the announcement that she's graduating?
It felt so sudden, to be quite honest, because she was projected to be the ace after Tachi, pretty much. But with suddenly announcing the graduations, we're like, so what's going to happen now? And quite frankly, I did thought she might be returning to Hiragana / Hinatazaka, but I'm not sure, to be quite honest, what happens now, because if she goes to Hinatazaka now, she's going to be said that because she's a former Kanji member and has way more experience and such, and I don't want that to happen either. So it's more like I'm really troubled on what course they're going on, to be quite honest at the moment.
It's really scary with Keyakizaka46 because August 2018, Imaizumi Yui announced it, that she's graduating. September 2018, Yonatani announced graduation. November 2018, Shida Manaka announced graduation. And now in March 2017, Nagahama Neru announced graduation. 4 members announced graduation within 8 months for a group that has been around for 3 years. And I don't know. I don't know why. What's the feeling? It's like it's pretty early for like a major group to be saying, you know what, I'm out. This is not my thing, even though you're doing so well. Maybe Derek, you can enlighten us in this situation.
Well, I mean, in AKB48's history, at the very, very beginning, who was the girl that graduated pretty early on that a lot of them had pinned their hopes on prior to Maeda?
Isn't that Mai actually?
Yeah, Mai, and that was a big loss for them because Mai was awesome and she was really something special at the theaters. If you go to the Stage 48 forums and you read some of those early accounts when a couple of those dudes were going like every day, and I mean, she sticks out. She really stuck out in the comments. So the thing is with Idol, and again, working in the industry, I think I can bring that to this discussion. They're here today, gone today. That's a quote that should be immortalized and understood. That and when you're an Idol fan, the Idol world is very transient, very transient. Things come and go, and that includes big names as well as small names, as well as unknown names and no names. It's just that's how it is. That's the nature of the beast here. Think about it. You're Nagahama Neru. You don't get any type of centers and anything really, and then you put out this photo book that blows away everybody.
Yeah.
When this was announced, I think she had over 100,000 people wanting to do her handshakes in less than 6 hours. I think when they put the tickets up or something, 100,000 people, and I'm sure that number is comparable to like the old AKB handshake days. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. I mean, again, fans of the show, I'm sure somebody out there has a statistic they can pop to us. Share it. But I think overall, Neru's got a career and a half if she wants one. She doesn't need Kea. She does not need them at all. She could do solo work for the rest of her life and sell out venues probably. I mean, big and small. I just think that like she has enough of a fan base that she probably woke up one day and was thinking like, what am I doing here? Like, I thank you, Kea. Appreciate your help. I'm good. I'm gonna do my own thing now. I'm gonna sell more photo books and become rich because it's like outside of working with the agencies, they're going to take all your money anyways for that. She could get a much more lucrative deal. I mean, I think it's purely a business thing for her to make this move. And she was probably like, all right, Kudai Hitsuchi, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to do my own thing. So, you know what? In all honesty, props to her for doing that. And I was kind of waiting for it. I really was. I was like, and don't get me wrong. Kea is going to see more and more stuff. They're going to see more members leave because that's just the nature of the beast. Kea is not immune to that. Nogi's not. Look at Nogi. Who'd they just lose?
Mm-hmm.
They're not immune to it either. So it's like it's just part of what it means to be in this world. But I think in Neru's case, well, she's gonna own her own yacht here probably in a few years if she could sell more photo books and actually get all that money. And also too, I mean, not saying she's going to do gravure, but if she went that route, again, she'll break the internet. So it's like clearly there's a fan base for her.
She can also do her English videos again. She done the center song.
They're adorable. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. She has international appeal as well, much more international appeal. I just think there's a bigger world for her outside of Kea's whole thing, and. All props to her. I feel bad for the Neru fans that support her during this time. It always sucks when you like have everything of an idol as part of a group, and then she's like, "Yep, see ya, peace out," and then you're just like, okay. But at the same time, if you were one of those people that support her at the beginning, think about it. That's cool. Like now you get to follow her in your own thing, and if you're lucky. And well, I'd say lucky for you, not lucky for her. If her career kind of, I don't want to say fizzles out, but she goes a little more solo route and like ends up in Shimokizawa's little clubs playing acoustic guitar and singing, you're gonna be able to see her very much face to face, and that's a cool thing. A lot of this happens to idols. They go off and they do their own stuff. Like they have very famously with one of the SDN girls, was it? I forget her name, but like Christopher Chris, the big yeah, Chris Farley, sorry. He was following that one girl from SCN for a long time, and because she does, or Chiaki does like her own things, and like you can just go see her anytime, and go to like a cafe, and there she is, and oh, hey Chiaki, like it's cool. Now I'm not saying it's gonna have Neru. I think she's too big, but I think like if she decides to stay in the public spotlight, I don't know, she's gonna be the master of her own destiny here. So she's a good example of what to do after you've used a group to get big. Go do your own thing and do it at the right time when you still have your youth.
Well,
so good for her.
For me personally, the way she was a great addition to the group. But the way Keyakizaka is going, I think it's like, yeah, I'm not the dark type idol. I am bathroom travel idol, happy songs going in there.
Right.
And this is not my thing, and maybe indeed it's my own thing to go into the future. Colin, DX, do you have any comments on Nagahama Neru announcing graduation?
No, I've already said what I wanted to say, so Colin?
Like Robin alluded to a bit just before, not really into Keyakizaka. This was the only other girl besides Tetsuchi that I even knew a name of. And I'm usually bad with names, so take that both good and bad. So it's sad in that kind of sense. Like I see what she meant to a lot of people. Again, not personally for me, but just what you guys all said. It's always it's not great, but on the other hand, it's also great. So I would wish her.
She won't be gone, but it's more like not part of the group. That's the idea.
No, like she actually, like I said, one of the only two members that I knew of from Keyakizaka. I would watch her on Cream Quiz Miracle 9. It's like my favorite variety show, and she would appear there, and I always watch it regardless. And if she's there, hey, I'm like, hey, I know that girl.
Exactly.
Like that's good. If she appears there, that's fine. I mean, I love everyone there, so that maybe I see her more often than you would think.
Cool. Okay. Well, with that, Colin, let's go into our wrap-up mode for our recommendations for next week. Then, personally, I just have the usual. I would say just what Katie Kitaka and I'm gonna watch this after this is uploaded.
Oh yeah, the second part. Yeah, second part of the.
I need to watch that. Well, I'm gonna recommend what you just said, Colin, and DX and Derek about BNK48 and the so I'm gonna listen to that. And for me, it's gonna be a quiet week. I think. I'm just gonna, um, you know, maybe enjoy the CDs I finally got in. And thank you, customs. Now I finally got this. This is basically all the words for the custom out of that.
Yeah.
Plus,
Oh, wow.
I also got 2 of these, and I'm gonna frame
wow.
one of them. I just haven't decided what I'm gonna do with the other one. So maybe something that we asked last week about our 1,000 subscribers giveaway idea. I'm gonna do something.
There's a something.
But there's
something, alright.
there's also someone who, because I asked what would you like to see, and someone said, how about you do a dance cover?
Oh.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And
yeah.
I know you were joking, but what if I was not?
No.
If you ever thought about that? I already have a song maybe I'm gonna start, so we'll see, but I'm planning something, so thanks for that. So those are my recommendations. DX.
One recommendation. Not sure if it's going to be airing upcoming week, but I would say watch Sakura's newest episode of Sakura's Everybody's Kitchen, because the guest on it this time is going to be Hunky, who was one of the teachers during Produce 48. So
Oh, that
cool.
guy.
I'm really looking forward to see them together again in the program. So
The
really
one who
looking
also
forward.
spoke Japanese? That
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
I liked him.
I
So.
saw
Cool.
the picture on her social media before she turned her hair blonde.
Oh,
Did you
don't-
guys
yeah.
knew that?
Yeah.
Sakura's platinum blonde now, right? What?
You guys ever watch like early 2000 movies and seen the CGI in that? Yeah, that's pretty much my opinion.
Like that.
Yeah, pretty very good actually, Cole. I was like, did someone edit her? No, that's actually her hair color. It's like,
Funny.
And yeah, continuing on with recommendations, another program that I'm looking forward to. It should be airing in about 10 days, but it's the second season of I Just Want You.
also fun to
Ah.
watch.
Released on March 21st,
Yeah.
so looking forward to that one as well.
So we got some Korean stuff to watch
Yes.
again. Cool.
Yep.
Thanks, DX, for that. Colin.
Very cool.
Jiwaru Days will be released Wednesday. Have people bought the CD? Let us know. We'll see how that does, and of course the performances, because we haven't seen Jiwaru Days performed live. So I like to see that. I always want to see at least one live performance, even if it's like No Way Man. I'm like, no way, man. Last time. There's something upcoming with SKE. They are doing a new show. SKE48 no Buzz Rasamasu. It will be airing in April, but I look forward to it because it's SKE, so it's like, I want to see this. And the hosts are Speedwagon, so it's like
fabulous.
I need to see
Dasu
that
as well. So that's like an interesting combination. And
Yeah.
Akipi's Charlie's Angels, or otherwise known as Mayu, Yukiri, and Sashi, will be doing a Nico live stream on the 13th, this
Oh, wow.
Wednesday, in commemoration of Sashi, graduating.
Okay.
Those three are coming together,
Oh, dear.
doing stuff, and
Oh, boy.
if you remember with Mayu,
Yeah,
she also did a
Oh,
stream.
God.
That's
I
gonna
wanna
be
s-
so loud and
Yeah.
like cackling chickens is like, those typical Osaka women with the curly hair. It's like they gossip and like this and they go talk like this. So enjoyed that, I would say.
I'm thinking like the Dead Reno song where Sashi is just like laughing all the time, kind of like that, but even more. Like
yeah,
maybe,
Poor Ukraine, she'll get very much a joke of expense on that side.
yeah. So I think that's it. Yeah, those things. I look forward to them, and that's pretty much it.
And finally, then Derek.
Yeah, a couple. First of all, you kind of said it, but my one fun recommendation is go look at Sakura-tan's hair. It's just amazing. That is you have to do that if you're an AKB fan and just marvel at it, because it's once again Sakura-tan just doing Sakura-tan shit. Like it's just she's just
wow.
she's just something, man. It's between that and her playing that one video game, and then like
Apex
you know what I
Legends,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, Apex Legends.
She's just
Hey,
she's just all over the map.
she's getting more kills than me, and she shot someone with a Mozambique. That I cannot do that. So
Well, that's because you don't have blonde hair like her. That's why. Like it's just that's her power.
Somewhere.
Yeah, just put a little streak in. That's like your little soccer tattoo eyes. There you go. Yeah, just make that. Oh god, that'd be so funny if you started dancing to the song that I know you want to do, and you had that like little blonde streak there, and just
like
oh my god.
Oh no.
Couple other things too. This is actually not a recommendation, but to our Patreon gentleman who had all the questions. Again, sorry we didn't get to it. This is my fault. I am on a crazy schedule, and we had to work around so much stuff. It's like it's 8:40 in the morning, and I have to go to the Witching Hour, which will be on at noon today, Japan time. So, well, I guess by the time this comes out, maybe or maybe not, people will have a chance to watch it. But I'd say watch that. It's gonna be fun. I think Himari, Ray, and Kunagi are on from Necroma this time. So I have to do that, and then we have a show later tonight. So it's like there's like no time for anything. But my other couple recommendations are check out AK Bingo's the brain training stuff. I think they did the last part, and it was really fun. It was good. Yamana is just amazing in it, just unbelievable. Takashi Juri was like on something. She was on some whole other level of craziness during that whole thing. I don't know. It's good. Also, too, as a side note, they do a game where they have like hiragana letters, and you have to grab the letter and stuff. If you want to learn Japanese, this is a good way to do it. Watching stuff like this. Like I was actually, because I've been learning hiragana a lot more these days, just trying to remember stuff. And I'm like, e. You know, it's like it helps you. It makes it fun. So that's a really fun way to learn Japanese is stuff like that. Watch AK Bingo without the subtitles and try to learn the words and stuff, and then watch with subtitles so you can kind of make the connections. I don't know, like stuff like that's really cool. So that would be another recommendation. Last one I have is last night I was very much I saw the greatest idol show I've ever seen in my life that I was part of. It was with Necroma and Yanamu, Yanakoto Sotomito, which, by the way, sorry about not putting links and stuff like that to these groups in our descriptions. That's DX's call and everything. But also, I kind of think it's more fun if you search. I don't know. I think that's part of the joy. So I'm not against it. But if you want to know, just ask. But, like, Yanamu, that's their nickname. They're my favorite idol group next to Guso Drop and Necroma, but they pretty much are my favorite. And I've seen them a million times, and like used to, when I was a fan, went all the time. I mean, I've talked about it many times. They did a 2-man live with us, and they covered one of Necroma's songs, Itakwa, and they knocked it out of the park. And then Necroma covered Kanaderuha, which is my second favorite song by Yanamu, and we knocked it out of the park, and then the fans knocked it out of the park, and it's like everything I could want in an idol show I got last night, and then some. And I don't know, it was just it was a very emotional, heartfelt show. It's the whole thing's on YouTube. You can see all of this, so I would suggest looking for that. People put it up pretty instantly because it was so legendary. The show will be talked about probably a long time because it was very historical. Yanamu, I don't think has ever covered an idol group song. I don't know, maybe they haven't. And for them to do that, and for us to do them, I don't know. And the work they put into it, Necroma practiced so long to do their song because Yanamu's songs are not easy. And and then Yanamu, Ithaqa is a long song with many different parts. And they only have 4 people in the group, and Ithaqa is a 5-person song. I don't know. They just Yanamu's on top for a reason. And when you watch their performance, you're just going to be like, whoa. And again, it wasn't perfect. Nothing's perfect. During the rehearsals, they were all perfect. But live, it was a little more nerve-wracking. Everybody was a little like, they talked about how intense it was. But there was so much respect and friendship backstage. There was so much love and peace between everybody. Everyone was joking, having a good time. I don't know. It's why I'm doing this. So please go watch that. That would be my other recommendation. And then also, please watch Kyun and give us your comments. I'm really dying to hear what people have to say about that. We've reviewed it. Give us your reviews. Let us know what you think about that. Let us know what you think about Nagahama Neru's graduation too. I really want to know your thoughts. Any of the KF fans out there that are like really super KF fans. Well, even if you're not, I want to know what you have to say. And those would be my recommendations. Just keep the comments coming. Thank you so much for giving us so many comments. We welcome everything. If you're gonna be a troll, just don't bother, because we don't deal with that. And we thankfully don't have that, but we did have a little, like we were talking on the onset of this show today, that we don't encourage that type of behavior. We do want to be respectful of everybody's opinion, but also too, if you want us to know some, just tell us. Use the comments to do it. We read them. Me and Colin especially, like, we are on those all the time, and believe me, I make it a point as much as I can to respond. So does Colin, so does DX. We value your opinion. Robin said it. Like, we really, really value your opinion. We can't do this without you. So, just keep it fun, keep it happy, keep it going, keep it cute, and we'll all be good.
Very good. Then with that, though, thank you for watching this week's episode of 48 Talk, and we'll see you next time then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Kyun.
Keep it cute. I want that on a shirt.
Keep it cute.
Yeah.